The following is a presentation of ABC's Wide World of Sports, home of the World and U.S. Figure Skating Championships.
The Olympic season is here, and tonight marks the prelude to the moment they've all waited for. After traveling 18,000 miles to 3 continents for 6 events, it comes down to this, the Grand Prix final. For the first time all year, the world's elite will skate on the same ice, but this will be the last time they'll meet before Salt Lake. Tonight, new champions will be crowned as this season's Grand Prix Concerto comes to a close. Irina Slutskaya and Michelle Kwan are ranked 1-2, but they must keep a watchful eye on Sarah Hughes. She's young, hungry, and has already proven herself by beating them both at Skate Canada. So with the veterans vulnerable, gold is up for grabs. After leaving her longtime coach, Kwan is engulfed by uncertainty. As Slutskaya has yet to prove that she can win when it matters most. For the men, old Russian rivalries flare anew. Yevgeny Plashenko and Alexei Yagudin have traded world titles the last 2 years. Challenging them will be Timothy Gable, who continues to develop style and artistry while building confidence after his win at Skate America. It's a skating symphony as the tune-up for Salt Lake begins at the Grand Prix final. Next. Great look at the city lights of downtown Toronto, Canada on a crisp, cold evening north of the border here. You jump on Highway 401, you head west about an hour, and you wind up in Kitchener, Ontario, inside the Memorial Auditorium, the AUD, as they like to call it here, for the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final. Tonight, it's the men and the ladies, with the ladies on the ice first. They're already out there warming up. Irina Slutskaya, the reigning Grand Prix final champion. She's won this event the past 2 years. She is ranked #1 in the world in the latest ISU world rankings, and she has the lead after round 1. The 4-time and reigning world champion from the U.S., Michelle Kwan, ranked #2 in the world rankings, right behind Slutskaya. She's got to come from behind. She's in 3rd after the first round, right behind Russian Maria Butirskaya, who a few years ago in '99 won the World Championship in Helsinki. She won 2 gold medals in the Grand Prix Series this season to earn a trip to the final. And then there's the young American, Sarah Hughes, from New York, ranked 4th in the world, and also needs a comeback. She is currently in 4th place after the short program, but she beats Slutskaya and Kwan earlier this season at Skate Canada. Now here's how the Grand Prix final works. It's the top 6 competitors from the Grand Prix Series, 6 events over the course of 6 weeks. The 6 are here, the top 6 in each discipline. 3 rounds to this event. The short program, which has already taken place. The free skate, the first free skate, is worth 30%. There's another free skate, which is worth 50%, and the 2 free skates must be different. And hi, everybody, I'm Terry Gannon. We're thrilled to have you along for the most important international event of the season so far. 11 of the 12 medalists from the World Championships last season in each of the 4 disciplines are here skating in Kitchener, Ontario. It is the first time for many to meet head-to-head this season. It's the last time that so many of the top names will be in one event prior to the Olympics in Salt Lake City. Tonight, it's the men and the ladies skating for the gold medals. Tomorrow afternoon here on ABC, the pairs and the ice dancers. The ladies are up first. We turn to Olympic champion Peggy Fleming right now. And Peggy, there's no question, Slutskaya, Kwan, one of the great rivalries in figure skating. We've watched this rivalry since 1994.
Well, Terry, there are no guarantees in an Olympic year, but all signs are pointing to these ladies to wear the gold in Salt Lake. The surprise has been that neither of them has dominated the season so far. Irina Slutskaya, the defending champion here, is known for her technical ability, but she hasn't landed one triple-triple combination in the Grand Prix Series. She's been criticized for lack of artistry in the past, but has improved dramatically in 2 years. The shock has been how inconsistent her jumps have been lately. And the wheels have started to come off of Michelle Kwan's dependable performances, too. Her third-place finish earlier this season at Skate Canada was the lowest in 5 years, and she hasn't landed a triple-triple all season either. Her decision to leave longtime coach Frank Carroll continues to fuel doubt. But these two rivals are both capable of brilliance, and that's just what we may see tonight.
We'll have to wait and see, but it's always fun to watch Lutskaya and Kwan go at it on the ice. We turn to two-time Olympic gold medalist Dick Button right now. Dick, you have to mention another young skater from the United States that figures into the mix, Sarah Hughes.
Well, you know, there's been an awful lot of talk about how Sarah Hughes has burst onto the scene, and indeed she did. But that was 3 years ago. And now at the incredibly advanced age of 16, Sarah must be considered a seasoned pro. She's no longer the new girl in town. So what's so good about her? Well, for one thing, she's a competitor. She has an elegant style, great spirals, centered spins, and her jumps are complete, including triple-triple combinations. Although she does have to work on the entrance to her Lutz jumps. And just watch her arms. They're like waves in a pond. They flow all the way out from the center of her body to the ends of her fingers. Without a doubt, the whole package is right there.
And you can't discount, Dick, the other skater here that we've talked about, Maria Butyrskaya from Russia. Just 2 weeks ago, she had minor surgery for an undisclosed medical condition. She has not wanted to talk about it at all. She's really played it down, but she did tell us that she has 3 small holes in her abdomen from that procedure, and she has skated awfully well so far. As we check the standings after round 1, the short programs, Irina Slutskaya has the lead over Butyrskaya. A surprise in second place, perhaps. 2 Russians at the top, 2 Americans then, Kwan and Hughes, and Tatiana Malinina, Yochie Anda round out the 6 that are here. Getting set to watch. Remember, the first free skate, the final free skate comes up a little bit later. We'll have live coverage of that when the ladies take the ice.
Represents the United States of America, Sarah Hughes.
So round 2 is set to get underway, and it is Sarah Hughes that we will see first. The 16-year-old from Great Neck, New York, in 4th place after the first round, after the short program. The 2001 world bronze medalist. No longer a long shot in any event in which she's entered.
Well, she's a very composed competitor, very calm. She thinks things through.
One of the things she's planned is not only a double axle opening, but a double axle triple toe combination that will up the level of her difficulty. Here it is. Not a combination, but a 2-jump move.
Very confident.
Ladies free skate 4 minutes long, and the first free skate were 30% of the overall score.
And here is her combination triple Salchow, triple loop. There's the triple Salchow. And she hung on to the landing and didn't do that triple loop. She had a nice warm-up here before she skated.
The wide swinging leg kept her from being able to enter the triple loop. A triple Lutz first move. Watch the outside edge as she switches right here. Double-footed fall out on the landing. Not a good scene.
2 silver medals and a gold medal in the Grand Prix Series this season for Sarah. And she, like all the other skaters, faced the challenge of coming into the final, having to prepare another free skate.
And that's really tough to do, is to come up with 2 4-minute numbers that are, you know, at this level,
especially
at this moment.
As busy as the figure skating calendar is these days.
Absolutely. Now this triple flip. Oh. Extra hand down. Very out of character of Sarah. Usually she's really calm and can pull herself together if she makes a mistake. It seems to have really unsettled her.
The answer's a simple one. Sarah is growing up. Comes another triple Lutz. See the right foot. Much better the outside edge and the double toe loop following it. That was much better than the usual flux that she does.
And now doing back 3 turns into a triple loop. Beautiful. Just flowed right on those edges. Very strong.
Position of a real split jump.
Beautiful positions on this flying camel. Nice extension. Well, she landed 4 triples in this program. It wasn't her best performance, and I think this really will make her grow up, I think, experiencing a performance like this.
Well, since her win at Skate Canada, she has not skated a clean performance, at least in the free skates that we have seen. More pressure on her now because she is one of the favorites in every event.
Now on this triple Lutz, watch the right foot right there, the outside edge. It still turns a little bit, but far less. But the rest of the jump didn't hold up. She two-footed it, didn't do the double combination, and it was worthless to her. But now on this triple Lutz, watch again. Now the right foot right here, outside edge, and it still goes to the inside somewhat, but less so than it has in the past, and she does complete it along with the double toe. Still not perfect.
The only opinions that really count, the panel of 7 judges. There's a judge from the U.S. and one from Russia on that panel. And there are requirements in the free skate. And as you look at some of those, the jump combination is a major way to distinguish between the top ladies in the world.
Hi, Mom.
5-5, 5-6, 5-5, 5-5.
Now in the kiss and cry along with her coach, Robin Wagner. The two are almost inseparable around the rink, especially the first set for technical merit, 5.4 to 5.6 range.
5-7.
Now the second set, Dick, for presentation, the overall artistry of the program, 5.5 to 5.7.
Well, I think the marks were just fine. It was not her best performance. It's not going to get us the best mark.
Maria Butirskaya is up next in second place after round 1. It was in '99 in Helsinki that she upset Michelle Kwan for the world title. She takes the ice when we come back, but first, Mr. Button takes a look at one aspect of the rule book of figure skating.
The rulebook of figure skating is brought to you by Prescription Vioxx. Ask your doctor about Vioxx.
A good camel spin requires the free leg to reach at least a 90-degree angle. The skater's toe should be turned out, not down at the ice. In this camel change camel, the skater spins first in one direction, then changes feet and continues the camel spin. Here the skater grabs the skate of her free leg, increasing her speed and demonstrating great flexibility. This is often called a catch foot spin.
Welcome back to Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, the ISU Grand Prix final, the top 6 from the Grand Prix series. Skating for the gold medal here. This is the first free skate, round 2 for the ladies. And taking the ice right now, Maria Butirskaya, the 29-year-old, who is in second place after the first round. A bit of a surprise because of the surgery we mentioned just a couple of weeks ago. but she won 2 gold medals in the series to get here.
And this was her last year's program.
Watch this triple Lutz, triple toe combination. Watch her outside edge. See if she flutzes it. She doesn't, but she only does a double Lutz and then a double toe.
We've seen a lot of skaters very near the boards with their jumps. Throughout practice we've watched and the short programs which have already taken place, and this rink is 10 feet shorter in length than the Olympic rink, 10 feet shorter in width, or excuse me, 15 feet shorter in width than the Olympic rink. It's a small rink.
Combination, a triple toe half loop and a double Falco.
Another Lutz, triple this time. Thing about Maria Bucherskaya is her competitiveness. She is really a fighter.
Now this triple loop, back outside edge takeoff. Kind of a shaky landing, but very determined. Maria does a lot of her choreography with her coach. She also designs her costumes. I think she does a very nice job. Spin. Very shaky performance, but she does have a few moments. She does hit some beautiful positions, but it just didn't blend together for her tonight.
Well, for me, I'm afraid that not only was the quality and the difficulty so far reduced on this, but that she doesn't hit beautiful positions. I just think she's a very awkward skater, but I like her because of her competitiveness and her hard work.
Just when you think she's out of the mix, time and time again, her name is up there near the top of the leaderboard.
And here was her triple Lutz, triple toe attempt at the beginning of the program. Here she's going for this preparation and ended up just doing a double Lutz double toe. Here is a slow motion look at the triple flip she did very early in the program. Watch her tap in and up in the air, very tight in the air with her legs crossed, and she is just desperate for this landing in that second frame, and she puts that free leg out for that nice, solid landing.
5-3, 5-4, 5-4, 5-4.
Now the first of two sets of marks, technical merit, 5.1, the low mark from the U.S. judge, up to 5.4.
5-7, 5-6,
There were just too many mistakes there.
And presentation marks 5.4 to 5.7. She's ahead of Sarah Hughes. She's in first place, although two of the judges put her all the way down in third. Up next, Michelle Kwan in third place after round one. The four-time world champ is trying to win this title for the first time since 1996. She'll take the ice when we come back to Kitchener, Ontario. And welcome back. Don't forget the action continues at the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final tomorrow afternoon. The world's best pairs and ice dancers skating for gold and a preview of what's to come in Salt Lake City. Coverage begins at 4 Eastern, 3 Pacific here on ABC. The next two skaters set to go for the ladies, Kwan and Slutskaya. Peggy, when you analyze the two, who has the edge?
Well, Michelle Kwan's technique on her jumps, it's clean, it's very controlled, but look here, it's not very high. She doesn't get a lot of spring on her jumps. On the other hand, Irina Slutskaya is a more natural jumper. Her technique has rhythm and speed and tremendous spring to her jumps. Watch her lift up in the air here, and I would give her the edge on the jumps. Irina Slutskaya, here, her lack of extension and flow on these spirals. She rushes through the positions, and there's no time for the judges really to analyze it. On the other hand, here, it's become a signature move on this spiral. Gorgeous edges, wonderful positions, and I would have to give it to Michelle.
Our next competitor represents the United States of America, Michelle Kwan.
Meanwhile, round two underway for the ladies. Maria Butirskaya has the lead over Sarah Hughes. But here is Michelle Kwan, the four-time and reigning world champion at the age of 21. Trying to win, of course, the Olympics for the first time in Salt Lake City. Less than 2 months from now, but right now, the matter is the Grand Prix final. And in many ways, trying to turn around a very disappointing season.
This is her last season's program to the Black Swan. She's opening with a triple loop.
I mean, we're just seeing disaster here.
That's one of her more difficult jumps. She's always had trouble with that. Now her combination triple toe, double toe.
She gets some beautiful positions and has a very elegant, ladylike style of skating. Now watch the back outside edge right here on this triple Lutz and a double Lutz, and she's in the corner too. Spin to the right. A layback spin to the left.
Michelle has spent much of her time recently in Lake Arrowhead, a couple of hours away from Los Angeles, her normal training site, at least during the week, to get away from things.
Triple salchow.
Is able to and get away from some of the spotlight, more pristine setting, and it is at altitude, just like Salt Lake City.
Double toe. And she threw in another triple toe.
We're going to have to turn it up a notch in that second free skate, don't you think?
You know, there's something very interesting happening here. If you remember last year, there have been disastrous times for all of the skaters in some of the earlier competitions. In particular, Michelle Cont'd, who pulled out of, you know, just like out of a wonderful exposure when she won the World Championship. It was a magnificent performance and comeback. I don't think we should write off any of these ladies that we're seeing skate badly, even though they have not been their best tonight by any means.
And here was the beginning of the program, this triple loop. Watch her take off from this back outside edge. Up in the air, very tight, but her legs are just wrapped around for that landing, and the ankle is like leaning over. And there was just no way for her to save that. And here was her triple Lutz double toe combination she tried. She was very close to the boards, only did a double. Otherwise, she would have landed in the boards.
For Michelle Cont'd for
But she
technical
did
merit.
complete 5 triples in this program.
Oh, alongside Michelle, that's Tina Blackwell, a U.S. team leader.
5-7,
area.
5-6,
As they wait the first set of marks here.
5-6,
Michelle says hi to everyone at home.
5-6.
Technical merit marks now, 5-6, 5-7 range.
5-6.
Certainly not as high as she is used to, and presentation marks always higher for Michelle Cont'd. 5.6 to 5.8, and that puts her in first place ahead of Butirskaya. We're down to the final skater here in round 2, Irina Slutskaya of Russia. She's won this title the past 2 years. The reigning world silver medalist will take the ice after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
ABC Sports coverage of the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating final continues.
Irina Slutskaya.
Down to the final skater here in round 2 for the ladies. Your current standings, it's Kwan, Butirskaya, and then Sarah Hughes. But one of the favorites, maybe the favorite, here at the Grand Prix final, about to take the ice. Irina Slutskaya, the 22-year-old from Moscow, 4-time world medalist, and she has the lead after round 1, the short program.
And the music she's skating to is Don Quixote by Leon Minkus, and that's very good music for her. It's right for her. It's standard. It's been heard and seen a lot, but it's strong and not soft music, and therefore it's very good for her and her style.
She's opening with a triple Lutz. Very nice, real high.
The curb lift of those jumps, that's her greatest asset.
Slutskaya has already finished ahead of Michelle Kwan in 3 competitions this year: the Goodwill Games, a Pro-Am, and then at Skate Canada.
Ah, beautiful. That was not a good triple jump. She got off on the toe pick edge and just did a double.
Forget the final free skate for the men comes up next, and then live coverage of the 3rd round for the ladies follows.
Look at the and she did that jump from turning 3s, which is very hard. The same problem that Sarah Hughes had. Really, I think, show up a weakness in her skating. Her style and her extensions not as good as some of the other skaters.
I think she relies on a lot of her personality and energy and her strong jumps to pull her through these programs. Triple flip. Good spring.
Beautiful exit edge. Clean and curved. And that double axel also wonderful.
I think it's also very hard for these skaters to do 2 programs in one day. They did their short program earlier, and then this evening doing this long program. There's quite a bit of a stretch, physically and mentally. Now her final move is combination spin.
Well, is it going to be Slutskaya or Kwan in the lead?
Well, she landed only 4 triples. Michelle Kwan landed 5 in her program, so we'll see what the judges are going to do. Her quality of her triples are wonderful, though.
Michelle Kwan watching backstage. She has the lead right now, but we'll come back, check the marks for Arina Slutskaya, and see what the judges think in a moment.
It seems like only yesterday. When I started skating at 8 years old, I never thought I'd experience the thrill of winning a medal. With all the great memories has come another thing I thought I'd never experience, the pain of osteoarthritis.
Vioxx is here, a prescription medicine for osteoarthritis pain. With 1 little pill a day, Vioxx can provide powerful 24-hour relief. Vioxx specifically targets only the COX-2 enzyme, a key source of arthritis pain. People with allergic reactions such as asthma to aspirin or other arthritis medicines should not take Vioxx. In rare cases, serious stomach problems such as bleeding can occur without warning. Tell your doctor if you have liver or kidney problems. For more information, talk to your doctor about once daily Vioxx for the relief of osteoarthritis pain.
Perhaps my biggest victory is to be able to plan my day around my life instead of my pain.
Ask your doctor if Vioxx is right for you. Vioxx for everyday victories.
Welcome back. A good look at the downtown skyline of Toronto, not too far from here. Don't forget, Monday night, Al Dennis and the entire gang will be in the Big Easy watching the Rams and the Saints. Monday Night Football at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific here on ABC. Irina Slutskaya in the kiss and cry area following her performance, awaiting her marks now.
Now, in this opening combination, the triple salka, watch the landing and how her free leg stays right in front and positions her right to go up into the double loop. Now, it wasn't a triple, but it was an awfully nice entrance to the loop jump. And here, she does turning threes into this triple loop. But she doesn't hold the landing up. She leans over, touches, and that'll cause a reduction in her marks.
5-7, 5-8, 5-7, 5-8.
So what do the judges think
5-7,
now? The technical
5-8,
merit marks on the way.
5-7.
Here they are.
For
5 7s and 5 8s.
5-7.
And they're very high.
5-8.
You know,
do seem
there were an awful lot of mistakes
5-8,
there, too.
5-8.
But she didn't really get
5-8.
penalized much for those. Now the presentation marks. 5.7 up to 5.9, and those are high enough. Slutskaya able to overtake Kwan. She has the lead after round 2. So here are your standings after round 2. Slutskaya ahead of Michelle Kwan. Then Maria Butirskaya has the edge right now on Sarah Hughes. Don't forget live coverage of that final free skate coming up a little bit later. Right now, let's go over and check in with the 4th member of our crew, Peter Carruthers.
Okay, Terry, Michelle Kwan, the Grand Prix final is like an endurance contest. You have to do a short program and a free skate on one day, and then the next day, another free skate. How do you prepare for that?
It's hard to prepare for a Grand Prix final. That's why all the skaters are like, the International Skating Union is crazy! What are they trying to do? No, just to prepare mentally to do short and a long in the same day, and then the next day come back with an entirely different long program. It's tough, tough on the mind, tough on the body, but you just have to push it through, and after that you'll sail through nationals and Olympics.
Right. Now, what do you think you have to do to beat Irina Slutskaya? Remember, you don't have a coach now. So what are you telling yourself?
Well, I have to skate better than tonight, and I feel that I have to be stronger and just be mentally tough, and just when I commit to myself that I'll do these jumps, I will do them.
Okay, well, good luck in the 3rd round.
Thanks.
Terry, back to you.
All right, Peter, thank you. Coming up next, the final round for the men. Round 3, the gold medal about to be decided. 3 of the best in the world. Yevgeny Plushenko, the reigning world champ, has the lead. But Alexei Yagudin is in 2nd place, the 3-time world champ, right on the heels of Plushenko as they meet for the first time this season in the Grand Prix. And Timothy Gable of the U.S. in the mix in 3rd place. The men skate for gold next here in Canada.
The International Skating Union, the sports federation that governs figure and speed skating worldwide. With a membership of more than 50 countries, the ISU is responsible for the technical control and the direction of the world's most important skating events. The International Skating Union, bringing you grace, power, speed, and champions since 1892.
2 Russians, 2 Americans, 1 title at stake. Todd Eldridge has been nearly flawless so far. He knows a medal here will bolster his confidence for Salt Lake. Can he overtake Timothy Gable, though? The reigning U.S. national champion is currently 3rd and equally motivated. And like all of last year, Alexei Yagudin is chasing the leader, Yevgeny Plushenko. Former training partners, now fierce adversaries in their last showdown before the Olympics. The men take the ice next. The fans here in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, ready to watch the gold medal issue settled for the men. The top men in the world skating for the top honors here at the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final. They're on the ice already, warming up for this final free skate. Hi again, everybody. Terry Gannon with you. Only the best have made it here to Kitchener, Ontario for the final. Let's look back. How did the Grand Prix series work? Well, 6 events over the course of 6 weeks all over the world. 3 continents and 18,000 miles that spanned. We were right there with them, almost 200 athletes and 24 countries represented. The top 6 have made it here. Here they are, and the standings. After 2 of 3 rounds, Plashenko ahead of Yagudin. That'll be a great showdown. And then it's 2 Americans, Timothy Gable and Todd Eldridge, rounding out the top 4. Joining me right now, the 2-time Olympic champion, Dick Button. And what about the top 2 men in the world, Yevgeny Plashenko and Alexei Yagudin? This is the first time that they will meet in the Grand Prix this season, the last time they'll meet before the Olympics.
Well, you know, look, Terry, the gold medal is going to go to that skater who has the ability to jump with conviction, to skate with assurance and guts and spunk. And it'll be more important than all the other elements that make this sport so complicated and so intriguing. Now, look at the current world champion, Evgeny Plashenko. I had enormous enthusiasm for his enthusiasm at Vancouver at the World Championship last March. His ferocious attack forced us to ignore his sometimes clunky steps and his unrefined, unfinished choreography and his mediocre spins. And that's because he had spark, and that spark was right there. Now, I have no opinion on the free program that he's going to skate tonight because I haven't seen it. He's kept it under wraps, a mystery. You and I will see it tonight for the first time together. Alexei Yagudin is the 3-time world champion, and he too skates with vim and vigor. But he also understands the heart and soul of skating, which makes the audience stand up and cheer for him. He's in second place, but only barely, and that's because he made some technical errors, and the judges are relentless about mistakes. Timothy Gable, the U.S. champion, has developed fast-spinning quadruple jumps that give him the title of King of Quads. But his skating in the past was lacking in emotion and flair. Now he's taking on the role inspired by Gene Kelly in the movie American in Paris. He's on the right track, but it's going to be crucial for him to stay on that track. Now, 5-time U.S. champion Todd Eldridge, I really take my hat off to him. He's grown over the years because he makes the most of what he has. His spins are the best of the last quarter century, and he gets the audience going. The problem is he hasn't developed a dependable quadruple. Without it, he might get a medal, but it will not be gold.
How close was it in the first free skate? Well, it was a 4-3 split. Alexei Yagudin was fantastic. In fact, he had the crowd right with him. He had the crowd, but Plashenko had the judges in that first free skate.
It was those two small mistakes that he made. But, you know, you've got to understand who has the edge between these two. First of all, look at the landing. He bumps it down and then turns out of it too fast. Plashenko, on the other hand, watch the steadiness and the security of the landing, allowing him to go straight up with great steadiness into the second. I give him the first place mark for that. In the steps, however, let's look at this. He does all these arm movements that are separated from the rest of the body, that have a lot of flash, but not much substance. But here, look at how everything with the body flows together, moves out together. It is magnificently strong and musical, and I give Yagudin the check mark here.
Our next skater representing Japan, Takeshi Honda.
So the men are set to skate here. Takeshi Honda from Japan, the first one that we will see in 5th place after the first 2 rounds, ranked number 6 in the world in the latest ISU World Rankings. A 20-year-old who now lives in Barrie, Ontario. So he'll have at least some of this crowd on his side today. Men's free skate, 4.5 minutes long, with 50% of the overall score.
Look at this 1-foot approach to that triple flip. And he had wonderful height on it, leaned slightly on the landing. But what a marvelous entrance, and what wonderful, superb spring to it. This, it will be a quadruple toe, double-footed landing, no combination. land a Salchow right here. Takeshi Honda has excitement, he's speed, he's fast, he has musical ability, but he's just not secure or consistent. He misses too many things, and that's been his destruction so far.
He has also been injured for much of this past season, an ankle injury that's really been a chronic problem since, oh, way back in 1995. He's never been able to really get healthy. Great finish at the World Championships last year, though, where he came in 5th. Four-time national champ of Japan. The men in this final free skate, by the way, as they are in other disciplines, skating in reverse order of the standings coming in. Schenkel would be the last man to take the ice right after Yagutin.
Well, he's a very, very quiet skater, elegant, calm, and wonderful jumper, but just no consistency.
Disappointing evening here for Takeshi Honda. His effort in the final free skate will have his marks when we come back, and then it's Cont'd Eldridge of the U.S. who stood on the podium at the World Championships last year, capturing his 6th career medal in that event. But first, he got together with Peter Carruthers recently to demonstrate his technique in the spins.
One of the things the judges deduct for in skating are spins that are not well centered. That is, they should stay in one spot and stay there throughout the entire spin. I'm joined by 96 world champion Cont'd Eldridge. He's one of the best spinners in the world, but Todd, what's the key to keeping a spin in one spot?
I think the most important thing to keeping a spin in one spot, you need to start with a circle and then end up in the middle of that circle.
Okay.
So like you need to start with a back inside, get inside that circle, try and stay in one spot, and then keep spinning and hopefully end up there.
And when you start to move around, what happens?
What happens when you travel, that same thing happens in the circle, you get outside that circle and it starts to get off and you start traveling, and that's not so good.
Wow, because you started here and you ended up over there.
That's not what you're looking for.
No, keep it in one place.
ABC Sports coverage of the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final continues.
On On January 10th, America's Olympic hopefuls meet in Los Angeles at the Staples Center for the National Championship. At stake, not only gold medals, but that's where the rosters for the Olympic teams will be selected. The State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships coverage begins with the men's final on January 10th at 8 Eastern and Pacific on ABC. Back inside the Odd, as they call it here, the Memorial Auditorium, Takeshi Honda waiting his marks. That's Doug Lee to the right of him, the right side of the screen, former coach of Elvis Stoico, Brian Orser. Mentioned earlier, he trains in Barrie, Ontario, about an hour and 40 minutes from here. The first set of marks for technical merit.
And you can see by his body language that he's not happy with the marks or his performance. He just didn't do well, and those marks are right.
Second set for presentation, not as high as he would have liked either. Todd Eldridge on the ice, set to go. He has been nearly perfect so far. A few minor flaws, but in his first free skate, he brought them out of the seat.
Todd Eldridge.
Here in Ontario. 30 years of age in fourth place after the second round. Of course, he is at this level right now with one thing in mind, making it to the Olympics and then making it to the podium at the Olympics in Salt Lake.
Now the music is Lord of the Rings from the motion picture.
This is the debut of the full program. We have not seen it yet. Saw parts of it at a Pro-Am recently. One he will use at the Olympics if he makes it there.
He desperately needs this combination, a triple axel, triple toe. Look at the step up into it. Beautiful landing and a double toe. Perfectly fine. Triple Lutz.
Told me yesterday that he's been skating here as well or probably better than he has since the World Championships in Vancouver when he made it to the podium. And he said in many ways his performances here have been even better than that.
If he's happy with his skating, that's 90% of the way to a good performance. If you're happy with yourself, you'll do well with your skating. Look at the position on this camel. The one thing that's holding him back from a top medal in competition today is his failure to do a quadruple jump. If he lands this quad toe, which he's listed as part of his program, it'll be a big step forward. He had nothing to lose by trying that. It's unfortunate he didn't make it.
Appreciative applause from the crowd here too, knowing that. He was hitting it in practice.
Oh, double toe. Now he curved that entrance so much that maybe that's the reason that he was unable to complete the revolution in that, or that the jump didn't work for him. He normally had great success with that move. There's a second triple axel. Watch again the forward edge. That's what makes it so difficult. Lean forward. Yes, good energy and good speed. But the best thing he does is this spin combination. First a camel, sit spin, back sit spin, cannonball position, and back spin. And look at the centering and the speed that he gets there.
Had the crowd on his side in the first free skate, and he does so here. Great way to end it with the spins, too, visually, to end it that way.
Well, he's just wonderful with that. He gets the excitement going. He had speed, he had energy, he had all the fluency tonight that he needed. Just that bloody quadruple jump did it.
Come back for his marks, and then fellow American, the reigning U.S. champion, Timothy Gable, will take the ice. He's done 3 quads in one program before. He'll try it again here in Kitchener. Back here in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, the Grand Prix final. The final free skate for the men. Todd Eldridge awaiting his marks.
Now, look at this forward edge in that triple axel and the reach back to that double toe loop. That was just wonderful. Straight up and good speed. Now, look at this quad. The same problem, but it doesn't work out. Look at how the ankle is over, completely out of control. And, of course, there's no way that he can stand the landing, the pressure on the landing.
Hey, not a bad U.S. championship coming up, huh? In L.A. with Eldridge and Gable and Michael Weiss, Matt Savoy. Only 3 spots on the Olympic team available for the men. Technical merit marks now, Dick.
Well, you know, those are fine. That's right, whereas he had several flips and glidgets throughout the whole thing, and that wasn't the best thing going.
And now the presentation marks similar, 5.5, this time up to 5.7.
But his energy was wonderful tonight.
So Todd Eldridge currently in first place, but the top guns yet to go here, including the man who won the U.S. title last season, Timothy Gable. He's tried to make
our next competitor representing
great strides in terms of his artistry. He has always been a great jumper. Dick, you talked about so often how he spins in the air. The quad king, only 21 years of age, but really working on the in-between stuff, as he puts it.
Well, you know, he's got those slim hips. He spins like a top. He doesn't get great height, but he just zips off those jumps, and it's wonderful to see the revolution.
Gable in third place after the first 2 rounds.
Second one. Now Watson just spread eagle, a very difficult position into a triple axel and a double toe loop. Beautiful, just beautiful.
Remember, Yagudin and Plashenko still to come, and then live coverage of the ladies' final free skate, round 3. Lutskaya taking on Michelle Kwan.
Now watch this attempt right here. Triple axel. That was originally listed as a Salchow, but he's been having some trouble with that Salchow. The quadruple Salchow, that is. Well, I got to tell you, he's taken it a step forward. There's a lot of flair and good movement in the program, thanks to Laurie Nickel. And his work with Frank Carroll has been fine. He's got a long way to go to really get you to think he's Gene Kelly, if that's ever what he wants. I don't know. But the jumps are wonderful when he lands them, and I look forward to seeing him certainly at the National Championship.
Led by the former Team Kwan in Carroll and Nickel. Timothy Gable will have his marks when we come back, and then the top 2 set to go. Alexei Yagudin comes up next, the 3-time world champion from Russia. Hasn't beaten Plashenko. Well, he didn't do it last year. Hasn't beaten him this year. He's determined to change that when we come back. Welcome back. Don't forget you can spend Christmas in the 100-Acre Woods tomorrow at 7, 6 Central with Winnie the Pooh and Christmas 2. And then it's Christmas Peanut Style in a Charlie Brown Christmas tomorrow at 8, 7 Central, only on ABC. Back inside the Memorial Auditorium here in Kitchener, Ontario, the Grand Prix final. Timothy Gable, along with Frank Carroll, awaiting his marks.
And look at this quad right here that he does. Beautiful move into a triple toe, but he unfortunately puts his hand down at the end. But the first part was really strong. This stroke motion of his quad toe makes, you can just see the height he gets, the tightness of the legs, and the landing. That was the triple toe at the end.
So now the marks.
The marks for presentation.
Frank Carroll really cites Frank's work as one of the reasons he's been able to improve so much over the last year and a half, year or so. Technical merit marks, there they are, 5.7, 5.8, and now presentation, a low mark of 5.4, all the way up to 5.7, a couple of those. So Timothy Gable just ahead of Todd Eldridge for the moment.
Our next competitor representing Russia, Alexei Yagudin.
But now the gold will be settled. Alexei Yagudin taking the ice. Gable, Eldridge, and Honda. Your top three here at the Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final in Kitchener, Ontario. The top men in the world, the ones that will shine at the Olympics, no doubt, 8 weeks from now. Yagudin, only 21 years of age. He may go to another Olympics after this one.
Can we stand it? First combination will tell us a lot about the way he's going to skate tonight. First, a quadruple toe, followed by a triple toe. He did not attempt the double loop at the end that cost him so many points in the earlier short program.
He had a quad triple double that Plashenko does, and he has tried to match him numerous times.
Well, look at this one now. Again, a quad toe, and it should have been, or it had originally been planned to include a Walsh jump triple talk out, but that wasn't necessary.
And it was a clean, good jump at it.
Oh, it was a beautiful jump, and so was that. Even though he drops his back over slightly on the landing, it was nevertheless a wonderful jump. He had a bad turnout on that at the end. It should have had more spring to it if it was to have been a triple with a half loop, but it didn't look like his best jump. Triple loop.
This is where he really gets the crowd into it.
This is where he shines. He's one of the few skaters that has the ability to do short staccato-like steps. Kurt Browning, of course, being the master of that.
Canadians know a little something about him.
Now he doubled that. No marks off for it, but certainly no great marks added.
In the first free skate, Yagudin had the advantage of knowing what Plashenko had already done. He made sure that he attempted the two quads after Plashenko did two quads, but here, remember, they skate in reverse order of the standings, and Plashenko gets to follow him. Perhaps an advantage.
Footwork, this kind of dance movement, really first rate. Final movement, a combination spin, a little bit rocky on this. Look at how he's traveling on the ice. He's not centering the spin. and he didn't get good speed into it for the ending of this performance.
He knows how to get an audience going, though, doesn't he?
Well, you know, this is a very interesting performance. He looked to me as though he was tiring towards the end. There were a lot of things that weren't really pulling together to the best of his ability. He didn't have spark. He didn't have that pizzazz, that fight, that vim, and that vigor that is so necessary.
Changed his training at the beginning of the year, felt he overtrained. He's backed off some, and the last Grand Prix we saw him in Paris, Trophy La Ligue, he was out of breath at the end, too. We'll wait to see what the judges think. The crowd loves him, but come back for his marks. And then the man who has won 10 straight Grand Prix events, plus the World Championships, Yevgeny Plushenko, the youngest man in this free skate. He'll take the ice after this message and a word from our ABC station. Alexei Yagudin finally making it to the kiss and cry area. He's about to hear his marks alongside with his coach, Tatiana Tarasova.
Now, look at this as he steps into this quadruple. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Beautiful landing and a triple toe loop at the ending of that. Now, he sometimes bends his backboard a little bit, but who cares, you know, when you can get that kind of revolution out of it. And look at this straight line footwork. He really zings it out. I mean, it's strong, it's powerful, it's very musical. I mean, sometimes it could use a little more, you know, creativity, but that's really first-rate stepping.
So his work is done. There's Yevgeny Plushenko on the ice already, getting set to go. He's the leader after the first 2 rounds. But whoever wins this free skate, worth 50%, remember, wins the gold medal between those top 2 men.
Well, I've got to tell you, Yagudin left the door open. There were a few mistakes in there, not the greatest energy and excitement that he's had in the past, and there's plenty of room for Plushenko, depending on the performance he gives.
Got a friend along with.
No.
Well, he's not. Well, he is out of breath. I was just going to say, it looks like he's composed now. He was so out of breath at the end, but still breathing heavily. And Plushenko out there, a long time to wait. The judges taking quite a while getting set for their marks here. But Plushenko knows what he has to do now. And I know Yagudin likes to know what has taken place before. Yesterday, or in the first free skate, he looked at his coach and said 2, and she said, right, 2. That meant that Plushenko had done 2 quads, and he was going to have to do 2
marks
quads.
for Alexei Yagudin for technical merit.
Anxious moments now as Alexei waits
5'7",
and waits and waits
5'9",
for the mark.
5'8",
Here they are, technical merit, Dick.
Well, and they're pretty good, but you see there's a lot of room between 5'8" and 5'9" and 6. I mean, you got 2 or 3 places you can get in there. So those are good marks, but I got to tell you, they're wide open, and so are those presentation marks. There's plenty of room there if Plushenko skates a wang-bang performance.
All first-place ordinals from the judges at this point. So now Yagudin's got to sit and watch and wait.
You know, at the World Championship in last March, he was just electric with such excitement, such energy, such full of conviction that he was magnificent. I wonder if he can retain that and repeat that energy tonight. That assurance, that laser beam focus that he's had in the past.
Only 19 years of age, the reigning world champion, trying to win the Grand Prix final for the 3rd straight year.
Now remember, this is from the Cirque du Soleil. No, none of us have seen this program. But a double turn on the way out, a triple, and then a double. But there was a 2-turn revolution in the middle, which will take off somewhat from the combination, but not very much. Again, another quadruple. This one quadruple toe. This one by itself, not in combination.
Becomes so matter of fact, the way we say that, and you just said that. Another quadruple just a few years ago, that would have been big, big news.
A lot of arm movements here that are rather isolated and applied. Beautiful, clean triple ISO.
You know, early on in his Grand Prix final, there was some question as to whether he would withdraw. He re-injured his left ankle in a practice.
Look at the similarity of the footwork that he's trying to do with against Yagudin. He picked up where Yagudin started that kind of a straight line footwork. That's a rather mediocre spin, no stretch or straight legs or pull positions to it. A lot of arm flailing though here. Lutz. Triple Tolu. When he does those toe jumps, watch the feet. They just bend over in the toe pick so far. I wonder how he can keep his ankles healthy.
He hasn't.
Denise Fieldman spin. Back sit spin, almost.
Well, we've just seen the two top contenders for the Olympic gold medal. Dick, what do you think?
Well, I'm reeling a little bit from this performance. I don't know what to think. I'd like to see it a second time so I can really make up my mind. But if you're forcing me to give an answer, I'll tell you. I thought it was interesting. I thought there was an awful lot of, phony arm movement. The jumps are marvelous as always. The spins are mediocre. The energy and the speed was not as good as it could be. So I'm a little bit mixed and here and there for it.
And maybe you cut him some slack because it was the first time that he performed it. And you always take a little while to get used to a program. I don't know. He's going to wait for his marks. So is Yagudin. He's backstage, deep in thought at the moment. We'll come back with the marks for Yevgeny Plishenko right after this. Back at the Grand Prix final, Yevgeny Plishenko has not lost since the 2000 World Championship. He's about to find out if he has just beaten Alexei Yagudin.
Well, look at this quadruple toe loop right there. A double turn, which makes it not a perfect combination, but wonderful two jumps afterwards. It's amazing what those just two little extra turns can do on the ice. And look at this straight line footwork. I mean, he's trying to, I think, mimic what Yagudin has been so successful at. You know, it's interesting, but it isn't the greatest.
The marks for Yevgeny Plushenko for technical merit.
Alexei Mishin, his coach, former coach of Alexei Yagudin as well. Also, remember Alexei Romanov, the 94 Olympic champ? That was his coach.
You know those marks, the marks are all over. That's very interesting. And the technical merit runs from 5'9" to 5'9". He should be much higher than that with the position that he has and the stand that he has. And look at this in the presentation. They're not giving him 5'9", they're giving him 5'8". Wow, what a difference that tells you. I think they're finally respecting the fact that Yagudin has something more that comes out of the heart. And that this isn't applied nonsense all over the place. I'm happy to see this, for once.
Dick, a 4-3 split from the judges, and Yagudin has just pulled off the upset. Plushenko was ecstatic. When he left the ice, he thought he had won. You could tell by the look on his face, by the way he was hugging his coach, Alexei Mishin, but you just saw a shot of Alexei Yagudin backstage finding out that he won the gold medal. Look at him, he's in tears. They've yet to announce it officially, but the second free skate is the tiebreaker, and Yagudin won it by a 4-3 split.
And even more interesting is notice that Bulgaria, Russia, and Germany are in a group, and they have been the same group in some of the other events here as well. It's an interesting block, if we can call it.
The three-time world champion from Russia, now the Grand Prix final champion here. They call it the 2002 final. He's with Peter Carruthers.
Well, Alexei Yagudin, some controversy here, but it appears that you're the unofficial champion of the Grand Prix final. What do you think about all of this chaos?
I'm really pleased with my skating tonight, and of course it was pretty hard to skate right before Plushenko, and I just did my job, except I doubled the flip, and I'm just hope that next time I'm not going to do such a stupid mistake.
Now, you won the second free skate. You're the third round of the competition. Is there any question in your mind that you won this competition?
There are no questions because I watched the Canadians, my teammate, and I answered, and they lost. They were second, and they won the second free and the overall first. So I'm really, I can believe in that. But still, I was waiting for this victory for such a long time, and I'm just really happy to be first again.
Well, you skated well. Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, Terry, back to you.
All right, Peter, thanks. The final standings now official. Yagudin wins the gold. Plushenko settles for the silver. And Timothy Gable edges out fellow American Todd Eldridge for the bronze medal here in Kitchener, Ontario. Much more to come. When we come back, we go live with the top 4 ladies in the world. Live coverage of the ladies free skate coming up next. One more free skate will determine the champion. Currently fourth, Sarah Hughes has become accustomed to collecting medals, but to do so tonight, she must find perfection. In third, Maria Butirskaya. She's looking to prove her 2 Grand Prix gold medals are no fluke. Then, there's the top 2. Irina Slutskaya has owned Michelle Kwan in the Grand Prix final, but Kwan has always returned the favor at Worlds. Live coverage of the ladies is next. And a live look now inside Memorial Auditorium here in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. The gold medal on the line for the top ladies in the world. I'm Terry Gannon, along with Dick Button, Peggy Fleming, and Peter Carruthers. Round 3 straight ahead, and here are the standings for the ladies through the first 2 rounds. Irina Slutskaya has skated very well. She has the lead over Michelle Kwan, and it's Maria Butirskaya, Sarah Hughes, the young American, ahead of Melinina and Yoshie Anda of Japan. But it has been Slutskaya who has skated the best so far. The #1 ranked skater in the world in the latest ISU World Rankings. She's been able to beat Kwan over the last year and a half in most of the events. Of course, she lost to her at the World Championships, but she won this event the last 2 years. Michelle Kwan, the 4-time and reigning world champ, has some work to do. Ranked 2nd in the world, right behind Slutskaya. It has not been a good year for her. She's trying to turn things around right before the Olympic Games here. It would be very important
to be able to go ahead and beat Slutskaya here. Come back. Maria Butirskaya, 2 wins in the Grand Prix Series, 2 gold medals to get here. Of course, she had minor surgery. We told you about that earlier, just 2 weeks ago. So it's impressive that she is in 3rd place at this point, and she is just ahead of 16-year-old Sarah Hughes of the U.S. She has struggled. She can make up for that, or much of that, here in the second free skate. The finals, round 3, coming up after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Back live here in Canada, the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final. The final round for the ladies, the gold medal on the line. Here's the order in which they'll skate. It's in reverse order of the standings right now. So Yoshie Honda skates first, Melina Hughes, Butirskaya, and Kwan skates right in front of Slutskaya. Maybe an advantage for Arina Slutskaya. There's Michelle Kwan on the ice. Dick, Peggy, your final thoughts. What have you been able to pick up watching the warm-up?
Well, I think it's going to be, it's obviously always going to be who does what in the final round. Mistakes beforehand can hurt your final placement, but whoever wins this in the top 2 will be the champion.
And I think there's a lot of pressure at different levels for every one of these competitors here, but we have to always remember that they are very much the competitor.
Our first competitor representing Japan, Yoshie Honda.
Yoshie Honda from Japan, only 19 years of age, from Nagoya. We saw her at the World Championships in 2000, where she placed 12th. In 6th place through 2 rounds here in Kitchener.
Now, she is a wonderful athlete. She has really great, extraordinary athletic ability. The unfortunate thing is that she does not have great music or great interpretive ability, and I think that will hurt her in this program until she's able to correct that deficiency.
She's skating the music fanfare.
She may try to complete a triple axel. If she's able to do that, she would only be the 3rd lady ever to do it in competition. Dori Ito did it, and Tanya Harding did it.
Well, she did land one this afternoon at the practice, and the crowd here just went nuts.
But she has nothing she has nothing to lose, and if it's going to be anywhere, this is it. And it wasn't.
So much for the buildup.
But she has the guts to try it, though. That's important. Now this combination, triple Lutz, double toe.
Well, she fell out of that loop jump, and in doing so also went too close to the board. But the basic part was that the loop jump wasn't finished.
We have talked about it, and the skaters have talked about it, the fact that this is a smaller rink than they're used to. Do you think it's been overplayed, Dick?
No, I don't think it's overplayed in that last instance that we just saw. The jump was just not going to make it, no matter where it was on the ice. But yes, I do think that too many of the skaters place too many of their jumps and things too close to the board.
Nice triple flip there.
She gets wonderful height. Good spring.
But her lack of good posture out here when she's skating and holding these moves and expressing is really a downfall of her performance. There, that spiral could have been stretched more.
Well, that's an ugly spin.
Certainly was. The back leg position hanging down there. She doesn't put any importance into these moves, and that is all a part of a complete program.
magnificent height. Like there's no expression in her skating. It just, you know, it just sort of lays there.
Yoshie is a college student back in Japan. Last year she came in 7th and 8th in the Grand Prix, so it's a great accomplishment just to get here. But she hasn't made the most of her trip.
And watch these last two jumps here, these double axles right in a row. Look at the height that she gets. And there's the second one. You can see why she's attempting to do a triple axel. That death drop, very sloppy.
I love it. I love it.
And that is the most expression that we have seen right there.
Finally.
It's been a tough trip all around. The airline lost her luggage the first day she was here. She had no costumes, nothing, and finally got that. But tough effort here for Yoshie Honda of Japan. When we come back, it's Tatiana Malinina of Uzbekistan. When she won the NHK trophy a couple of weeks ago, she was shocked to find out that she had made the Grand Prix final. She said, oh no, I don't have another free skate ready. She's going to have to when we come back. Back at the Grand Prix final, the final free skate for the ladies. Round 3, Yoshie Honda awaiting her marks.
And this was her attempt at a triple axel. Watch the lift of the arms, the legs, etc. She just didn't get up high enough in order to complete the revolution. And that was that.
And a smile on her face now as she waits. 19-year-old from Nagoya. Saw her at the NHK trophy where she had to have a strong finish. And she did. There's Tatiana Malinina getting ready. She's on the ice right now. Anxious moments, maybe, when you're out there all alone on the ice and you're waiting for those marks.
This is the worst time. What Tatiana is going through right now is waiting to start the program.
And it does always take a long time for the first set of marks, or the first skater's marks, because they get a median mark to set as the standard.
They don't get the high and the low, just the median.
You look at the panel of judges here and the countries from which they hail.
And the Linda Lever from the USA, by the way, is not the Linda Lever that taught Brian Boitano how to skate.
First of all, for technical merit.
Now the first set will be for technical merit.
5-5, 5-5.
You can hear them being read here.
Yes, and they sort of sound like they're a steady 5-5 area, and those are very generous, because even though the jumps were marvelous, the rest of the technique was not quite up to the same level.
And Dixie may suffer in the presentation area, the overall artistry.
She did suffer.
5.1, the low mark, that from the American judge, up to 5.3 for Yoshie Honda.
Our next competitor represents Uzbekistan, Tatiana Malinina.
It has been such an up and down career, at least the last few years, for Tatiana Malinina. She's in 5th right now after the 2nd round, but she's 28 years old, plenty of experience. She won this title in '99. In fact, she finished 4th in the world in '99, but the next year, 2000, she was 18th in the world. Inconsistent.
But she keeps trying. She's getting to the music from Aladdin. Her opening jump is triple Lutz. Very solid, nice, strong landing.
That was a fleet jump. Good speed, good distance, very secure.
Tatiana was born in Russia. represents Uzbekistan, but she lives in the U.S., Dale City, Virginia.
Oh, way off balance. You could just see that as she went up into it, leaning outside of the circle. You can't lean against yourself and expect to complete the jump properly.
She's going into a lot of these triples with a lot of hesitation. Here's the triple Salchow double toe combination. Well, that was a success. Good for her.
Peggy, don't you sense that hesitation every time she takes the ice? Much like Maria Butyrskaya.
Absolutely. You have to go into these jumps with a positive attitude that you're going to do it and go in with some strength and some conviction that you are going to be successful at it. They go in with a lot of hesitation, like they're scared.
Again, she was off angle, and that foot just slipped right out. I mean, there's just, an impossibility to hold on to that edge.
Hesitation in her skating. She looks down at the ice an awful lot. It doesn't give you that feeling of confidence.
Doesn't connect with anyone either, does it?
No, it doesn't. Doesn't help the presentation of this performance.
Too bad.
Oh, that was a rough performance. She only landed 3 triples. She ended up having 2 falls. Very shaky performance.
Surprised even herself by making it to the Grand Prix final, so a disappointing second free skate for Tatyana Malinina of Uzbekistan. When we come back, the youngest skater in this event, Sarah Hughes of the U.S., the bronze medal at the Grand Prix final last year. She's got work to do if she's going to do that again. She is currently in 4th place. Back at the Grand Prix final, the final tune-up, internationally at least, before Salt Lake.
And here was one of her unfortunate falls in the program, this triple Salchow, that she landed this and her leg was just turned over on that landing over her boot and couldn't hold on to the landing. And here is the triple Salchow, triple or double toe that she did very successfully. And that was a nice moment in her program.
That's her husband on the right side of the screen, Roman Skornyakov, who's also a skater. They coach each other. Technical merit marks now, and those are lower than she would have hoped, 5.1 to 5.3.
Yes, they are, and I know we've criticized throughout the performance, but there was something appealing about her. I liked the freshness and the excitement that she had about just being here and how it pleased her. So that's a nice element to see. Nice smile on her
Spend time
face.
around her, you can't help but like her, too.
Our next competitor, represents the United States of America, Sarah Hughes.
So now we start with the top 4 ladies in the world. Sarah Hughes is up first, and she is in 4th place after the first 2 rounds. Trying to make a comeback here, but maybe even more importantly for the 16-year-old from Great Neck, New York, is to have a positive experience before the Olympics. We have not really seen her skate her best since her win at Skate Canada when she upsets Slutskaya and Cont'd.
Well, this is some of the first time that she has been a serious contender for the top spots. This is new kind of territory for her. But she does have an amazing calm when it comes to the nerves of competition. Opening with a double axel here. Very nice stepping into a triple toe. Beautiful landing position, very calm. Now coming up is a triple combination. These are very important. Triple Salchow, triple loop. Very nice.
You have to do that with you have to land the first jump with your leg exactly in front so that you can move without changing position into the second jump. She does that exquisitely.
Well, the triple loop is her favorite jump to do.
Triple flip jump, high kick, but a good jump. Good revolution, clean and steady.
Remember, the top 3 still to skate. Slutskaya takes the ice last. Sarah Hughes, one of 6 kids in the family, a very athletic family. Her dad, John, the captain, the national champion hockey team in college. Her younger sister, Emily, we're told, has made it through sectional. She'll be at the Nationals in L.A.
Very nice move there. That beautiful spiral into back 3s, into a triple loop. Very difficult and very beautifully done. Positions with such strength and control.
Oh, there's a lightness now and a happiness at this stage of the program. I think she's really with it at this point.
Well, she should be very pleased. She's skated very well so far. And this is one of her exquisite moves. The stretch on this spiral is magnificent.
Huh?
Wow.
A steady climb for Sarah Hughes from 7th to 5th to 3rd at the World Championships and the bronze medal at the Grand Prix final last year. She beat Slutskaya, beat Kwon at Skate Canada, both of them in one event earlier this season. You never know. Look at the smile on her face. We'll come back to check her marks after this from our ABC stations. Back in Kitchener, the Grand Prix final, Sarah Hughes with her coach, Robin Wagner, after a sparkling performance.
Now watch the landing of this first of the triple salchow. Watch the free leg as it stays in the front right there so that she can go up into the triple loop jump. That's the trick of that combination, and that was first rate. Now on this is the triple Lutz. Now watch again to see if she stays on the outside edge. A little bit comes to the inside. That makes it called a flutz instead of a Lutz. And there'll be some kind of fractional mark, but not very much. Just a wonderful performance.
Hey, there's your dad, John, watching.
A very proud dad.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, I mentioned it. Her little sister going to nationals. He had that look on his face the other day when we were talking about it, like, oh my gosh, here we go again. We've got to go through this.
Well, you know, the joyous thing about her here is that she will remember the quality of her skating, not whether she won or didn't win. She will remember how well she skated, and that's the trick of it.
There are the technical merit marks. What do you think of those, Dick?
I think they're wonderful. I think she could have even been better because the quality of her skating is just so far above so many of the other skaters.
And it was the big package, too. I mean, she had the choreography, the costume, the whole look, and just skated with confidence.
And right now, she also has the lead. So Sarah Hughes, whether that holds up or even is close to holding up, to her, I think right now doesn't really matter. And she went out there and skated like she knows she can for the first time in a while. So here's Maria Butirskaya.
Russia, Maria Butirskaya.
The 99 world champion. That was back in Helsinki. She upset Michelle Kwon. 29 years of age. So from the youngest competitor here to the oldest competitor here. And when she won that world championship, she was the oldest ever to do it. Remember, we talked about her minor surgery a couple of weeks ago. She's been really shy about talking about that surgery. She has not really wanted to talk about it, and she has played it down. And she has been very impressive so far.
We haven't seen any effects of that surgery.
Nope.
She seems very strong, very composed. This is a brand new program. She's debuting it here. Opening with a triple flip. Maria choreographs with her coach, choreographs these programs, and she also gets into designing her own costumes. I think she does very nice. Squeaked out that triple Lutz to her toe.
But it was a good outside edge going into it. This first, a triple toe, half loop, triple double salchow rather. There's an awkwardness to her skating. She doesn't quite have soft knees, and she doesn't always get into a particularly good position in some of those landings.
Have battled it out, top two in the world. Maria has really had a rivalry over the past year and a half with Sarah Hughes. She finished off the podium at Worlds for the first time since '97. It was Sarah who captured the bronze. Sarah beat her for the bronze medal at the Grand Prix final.
You could see how turned her body was at the moment that her toe pick went in. entrance of any jump will almost always tell how the exit of it will come out.
Extension of these spirals, not as good as Sarah Hughes and Michelle Kwan's spiral positions.
Triple loop that she popped open.
She gives this aura of being very insecure when she skates.
And a double axel that was popped open. This is not her evening.
Very shaky combination spin for that final impression of this program.
Well, she certainly knows what happened.
Kind of an upset that she's even here, really. The abdominal surgery just a couple of weeks ago, the doctor said, nope, stay home, rest. And she said, no, I want to go to the final and skate.
But she's very determined. She's always been.
One point, her own federation said, give it up. You'll never be a skater. But she didn't listen, thank God. She ended up winning the World Championship. Maria Butyrskaya. Up next, the #2 skater in the world, Michelle Kwan, trying to turn things around and chase down the leader, Irina Slutskaya. Kwan, the 4-time world champion, takes the ice when we come back to the Grand Prix final. Back at the Grand Prix final, Maria Butyrskaya waiting for her march. Remember, battling it out with Sarah Hughes, perhaps for the bronze.
And here was her successful attempt at the triple Lutz double toe at the beginning of the program. And then it all kind of went downhill. Here is another attempt at the triple Lutz. Watch her leaning over, and that tap in was not real solid, and the landing either. She was leaning way over in her ankle, could not hold on to the landing.
Hughes has the lead right now. As we wait for the marks, and here they come.
5-4, 5-4.
Always been a striking presence on the ice, though, hasn't she?
Oh, yes, she's lovely. Beautiful.
Technical merit, 5.2 to 5.4.
And, you know, those are really generous because she doesn't have soft legs or soft knees and an elegant beauty to her skating.
Currently in second behind Sarah Hughes.
Our next competitor represents the United States of America, Michelle Kwan.
And then there were two. Down to the final two here. Sarah Hughes has the lead over Maria Butyrskaya, Yoshie Yonda in third, but Michelle Kwan, the 4-time world champion, takes the ice in second place through 2 rounds.
She looks like she's already taken command of the ice right here with these first few moves. Skating to Scheherazade and opening with the triple loop. She had trouble in the warm-up with this jump, but not here. Triple combination, triple toe, double toe, barely. She looks very focused.
Triple Lutz, double loop.
You know, Peggy, we talk about her having left Frank Carroll, her longtime coach, and Laurie Nickel, choreographer, but think about trying to prepare for the Olympics on your own and practice every day and make adjustments on your own.
It's very difficult, but if any athlete can do it, she's probably the one. This program, the Scheherazade, choreographed by Sarah Karahara. New costume by Vera Wang. I think there's a beautiful touch and tone to this number. Shaky landing on that double axel.
Cow. Very nice. Nice, clean, flowing exit edge. Very solid, very steady landing, strong position. That was not in the program listings that we have been given. I think she was doing it as an extra move, and it was the one thing, the one mistake in the performance. You know,
that's unfortunate.
Originally she had planned footwork into a falling split leaf, into a spread eagle, and then a death drop. And I guess she just wanted to make it tougher and more difficult to show that she could do it.
There's Sarah Hughes backstage, the polite applause from her for 3 minutes and 50 seconds, or roughly that amount of time. Michelle Kwan was absolutely terrific. She was still very good, and it will be tough for Arina Slutskaya, but the two-time world silver medalist, four-time world medalist takes the ice next. Back live here in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. A moment ago, Michelle Kwan was slapping her own hand, saying, "Why did you do that?"
It was out of character to see her do this. This was her triple combination at the beginning here. The first triple, very nicely done, and then it turned into a double and kind of a shaky double toe loop. And here was her triple Lutz double loop combination that she did very nicely in the program. Very smooth, very confident. And here is that triple toe she threw in at the very end of the program, and that was very uncharacteristic of her to fall like that on a relatively simple jump.
Tina Blackwell, U.S. team leader, right alongside.
But, you know, along with this, the rest of the program was elegant and beautiful and a complete package. So there's, and you can see that in the marks here, the technical merit marks, 5 7s and 5 8s, 1 5 6, 2 5 6s. But it was clearly, you know, an overall well-packaged and beautifully presented program.
Presentation marks, and those really reflect what you just said. Up to 5.9, certainly, and Michelle Kwan, until that last jump, she's got to be very well pleased with what she did on the ice. And she has the lead over Sarah Hughes right now.
Our next competitor represents Russia, Irina Slutskaya.
So it comes down to this. Here at the Grand Prix final, the last major international event prior to the Olympics in Salt Lake City. Michelle Kwan in the lead right now. Sarah Hughes in second. And then Maria Butirskaya. But here is the 22-year-old from Moscow, Irina Slutskaya, four-time European champion. First Russian woman ever to win that title, and she has the lead through 2 rounds.
And this is a good choice of music for her. It takes her away from being romantic and seductive and keeps her in very aggressive music.
And I think the costume is very flattering for her. It really is the character of the music and gives her a nice body line. But she loves to compete against Michelle because she feels Michelle really does push her. And they push each other. She's opening with a triple Lutz.
And a double turn between the loop part of that jump. That sort of diminishes the value of that.
So it won't be counted as a combination. And now here's her attempt at this triple combination, triple Salchow, triple loop, double loop.
Same kind of a telegraphed entrance going into this jump. A double loop, a double Lutz, not a triple Lutz. That's not going to stand her in good stead. Now watch these back 3 turns, difficult entrance into this triple loop. Beautiful.
On so much is the expression. Not a lot of pointing of the toes.
A lot of flailing of the arms that don't fit to the rest of her body, almost as if they were sewn on. That could use big improvement. And she fell out of that one as well, which is just, oh, and another almost, not good, not good.
Spiral positions.
They're
the
just
extension is just not there.
That's rather an ugly move too. Somebody should just tell her to stretch out.
Her final jump is triple toe.
Combination spin. First of all, a camel. Look at the traveling over the ice. Sit spin. Very weak. Lay back into this cat foot position.
A very sloppy skate.
She beat Michelle 3 of the last 4, but I don't know about this.
But you know, she had nice fire right at the end. That's why this Tosca performance, the role of Tosca is so good for her when she does get into it in those very fleeting moments. She had a nice fire at the end, tearing her hair and pulling her heart out.
But she only landed 4 triple jumps in the program.
And had a number of mistakes. Michelle Kwan relaxing backstage with a young fan, a future world champion perhaps. Who won the gold? We'll come back to find out. Irina Slutskaya in the kiss and cry area. She does have the advantage of having had the lead through 2 rounds. Remember that.
Now in this combination, first look at the triple lutz and then what happens in between. Right here, she opens up, she can't do it. She does 2 extra turns before the double loop at the end, and that's a no-no in a combination. But watch this. Look at those turns into that loop. That's very hard entrance, and yet she does an absolutely beautiful triple loop at the end of it. And at this one, watch this turn, the high kick of the foot, the landing, and oops, she leans over, doesn't check it, doesn't keep her back up, and bumps out. And the same in this one, an insecure edge. Not good.
Her coach since she was 6 years old, Jana Grimova. And there's Michelle Kwan still relaxing with her friend. 5-8. The first set now on the way. 5-8, 5-6, 5-6, up to 5-8. The range.
Well, those marks are very high, and I think it's the fact that it has put her
second set all important here, Dick. Yeah. Presentation marks 5-7 to 5-9. Look at that.
A lot of 5-9s. Again, Bulgaria, Germany, and the Ukraine.
So a 4-3 split, but the split goes 1-1-1-1, and the rest are 3s. The other 3 judges put her in 3rd place.
She got her first Christmas present, I think, right here.
Well, there's just no comparing the quality of skating. One has great spring in her jumps and some wonderful energy, but the quality of skating is not yet there.
Timothy Gable, a kiss and a hug for Michelle Kwan, but she'll have to settle for the silver medal. Let's go down to Peter Carruthers.
I'm so happy I go to land. I'm not die. I'm already die, but not die.
Well, you won your 3rd Grand Prix final. Coming into this competition, it was difficult with 3 rounds. How did you work through it?
You know, it's Grand Prix final. It's always difficult because this is like a show, you know, for audience and for TV. But for us, it's hard work, more harder than Europeans and worlds.
You had some trouble on the jumps. What was going on there?
Oh, well, I think I'm tired. I skated yesterday, so emotional, you know, and this is so hard. And yeah, I have a couple mistakes here, but, you know, I was ready. I was so nice ready, but I think it's emotional, you know.
Well, congratulations going into the Olympic Games. A big win for you.
Thank you so much.
All right, Peter, thank you. So, yeah, the final big matchup before the Olympics. Slutskaya wins it, but she wasn't impressive in this final free skate. Michelle Kwan settles for the silver medal. Sarah Hughes able to edge out Maria Butyrskaya for the bronze medal. Back with some final thoughts in a moment. Back now with a look at our Smart Ones Smart Move replay.
And it's the entrance to this that makes it so difficult. These turning 3s that she goes into before she lifts off into the jump. Right here. Now what? Beautiful entrance, beautiful exit.
And Slutskaya able to edge out Kwan for the gold. But Michelle Kwan is standing by with Peter Carruthers right now. Peter?
Well, Michelle, you tried to use some strategy. You missed your triple-triple combination. So what happened at the end of the program?
I missed my triple-triple. I did triple-toe, double-toe, and so I decided to add another triple-toe at the very end, and I guess that was a mistake, and I really went to.
Now, you don't have a coach, so what is your training tool? Your dad tells me you look at tapes to correct technical flaws in your jumps.
I look at tapes, and I also analyze, you know, how I feel. It's always nice to bounce things back with my dad. I mean, he's not my coach, but he's always there to support me.
Yeah. Well, everything feels solid in your performance so far, though, leading up to the Olympics?
I felt settled out there tonight, and, you know, I haven't felt like that in a long time, so it was just good, a very good feeling, and it's nice leading up to nationals.
A big season coming up, national championships, and hopefully Olympics. Right now, we'll go back to Terry Gannon.
All right, Peter, thank you. Speaking of the national championships, the State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships getting underway on ABC Sports January 10th at 8 Eastern and Pacific. The Olympic teams being chosen there. Don't forget, we're back here tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Pacific, for the Dance and Pairs Championships. Bit of a controversy in the dance, as a matter of fact. Until then, for our entire crew, ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Keyword ABC Sports. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, continuing the tradition of excellence.